There's a lot going on here in America right now, obviously. Recently, President Trump threatened to invoke something called the Insurrection Act in Minnesota. Now, the threat came amid escalating tensions in Minneapolis, where protesters erupted after ICE agents shot 2 people, including the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good. Now, the Insurrection Act is a federal law that allows the president to deploy U.S. military troops domestically to suppress rebellion, enforce federal law, or address civil unrest. But how did it come to be? Well, let's head back to 1806. Former Vice President Aaron Burr, the same guy who actually shot Alexander Hamilton. Well, anyway, he's traveling through the Western Territories with about 60 men, some boats, and a whole lot of suspicious intentions. Now, rumors are actually flying that he's planning to carve off some Western lands and create his own empire. And what about Thomas Jefferson, President Thomas Jefferson? Well, he actually has a bit of a problem. I have a bit of a problem too, because I've decided to take the worst path ever. But anyway, we'll deal with that. Anyway, so back to Thomas Jefferson. So Jefferson is actually convinced that Burr is organizing an illegal military expedition. But the Constitution only authorizes the president to be able to call up state militias. Using regular federal troops against Americans on American soil is, well, legally a fairly murky area. And Jefferson knows this. So in January 1807, as Burr makes his way down the Mississippi River, Jefferson asks Congress for help. See, he needs explicit authority to use military force against what he calls combinations too powerful to be suppressed by the ordinary course of judicial proceedings. And for once, Congress moves quickly. In March 1807, it passes what we now call the Insurrection Act. The law authorizes the president to deploy federal troops to suppress rebellion, insurrection, or domestic violence when normal law enforcement becomes difficult or just impractical. Burr was soon arrested, actually, and put on trial for treason. And although he was acquitted, it is believed largely because the Constitution requires proof of an overt act of war. Most historians believe or agree that he was actually attempting some form of unlawful military adventure. Well, the conspiracy may have failed, but the law created to stop it became one of the most powerful tools in presidential authority. A tool that about 1/3 of U.S. presidents have, in fact, used. And by the way, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thanks.